Some JRPGs don't come with hype. No massive publisher, no big budget trailer, just passion, smart design, and a story that hits harder than expected. While mainstream games keep repeating themselves, these indie titles are out here doing something different and doing it right. Pixel art, tactical systems, emotional twists, this list is packed with surprises. So if you're ready to discover what's been flying under the radar, let's get into 12 indie JRPGs that deserve way more love. At first glance, Sea of Stars looks like another pixel art throwback. But 5 minutes in, you realize this isn't just nostalgia. It's elevation. Built with insane attention to detail, every scene looks like a living painting. And the music? With Yasunori Mitsuda on the soundtrack, it hits like a warm memory and a boss battle at the same time. The story follows two Solstice warriors trying to stop an ancient threat, but the plot goes deeper than light versus darkness. Characters feel real, dialogue flows naturally, and the humor actually lands. And one of your companions is obsessed with cooking, which somehow works. Combat is turn-based, but always engaging. You time your hits, block incoming damage, and set up combo attacks that feel earned, not spammed. There's also a lock system. Enemies charge up huge attacks, and you've got to break their defenses in time. It's all about rhythm, timing, and smart planning. This game isn't just copying the classics, it's standing next to them, confidently. This game is proof that one person can still build a masterpiece. Chained Echoes looks like it was ripped straight from a forgotten SNES golden age. But then it hits you with deep systems, political drama, mechs, and tactical complexity that's anything but retro. Forget grinding. Forget random battles. This is a game that respects your time. Progression is tied to story beats, so you're always moving forward with purpose. And the overdrive system in combat? Genius. You've got to keep your action meter in a sweet spot. Go too far and everything crashes. It's a constant push-pull that turns every turn-based fight into a balancing act. Characters have flexible builds, class emblems for hybrid roles, and gear you can customize with gems. And it all works together like clockwork. The world is massive, the writing is tight, and it never leans on filler. This isn't a love letter to old-school RPGs. It's a blueprint for how to evolve them. Eternites is a chaotic blend of anime drama, apocalypse chaos, and legit action gameplay. And somehow, it all clicks. The world's falling apart, monsters are rising, and your character? He's just trying to survive, and maybe fall in love. It's part dating sim, part action RPG, with emotional stakes that swing from goofy to gut-wrenching. Combat is fast, responsive, and surprisingly polished. You're not just mashing buttons, you're dodging, blocking, chaining elemental attacks, and building up bonds that actually impact your abilities. The deeper your relationships, the stronger your team becomes in battle. Outside of fights, you get slice-of-life moments, minigames, scavenging runs, and character-driven scenes that hit way harder than expected. And the writing? It's messy, ambitious, and sometimes way too real. Eternites might not be perfect, but it's bold, weird, and full of heart in all the right ways.
I always thought it's hard to make new friends.
You ever play something and immediately feel like it knows exactly what it's doing? That's Transistor. It throws you into a stylish cyberpunk city collapsing in real time with a silent protagonist and a giant talking sword that won't shut up, in the best way possible. The story unfolds through whispers, glitches, and haunting commentary while the world around you fades into digital ruin. It's lonely, poetic, and surprisingly emotional. Combat? It's part real-time, part pause and plan. You freeze time, map out your moves, then unleash them like a choreographed beatdown. Abilities, or functions, are modular, so you can combine them into wild, personalized builds. And the game forces you to experiment by penalizing you creatively. Lose too much health? Boom. You temporarily lose an ability. Now adapt. It's not just a battle system. It's a puzzle, a story, a vibe. Transistor isn't loud. It doesn't beg for attention. It just exists, confidently, beautifully, and lets you sink into it. Hand-drawn and heartbreakingly beautiful. Astria Ascending looks like a playable storybook, but under the lush 2D art and soft colors is a brutally challenging tactical JRPG. You lead 8 demigods on a mission that feels more like a ticking clock than a heroic journey. They're not out to save the world forever. just long enough to delay the inevitable. And the emotional baggage they carry, heavy. Combat is classic turn-based, but tuned for pressure. You'll be swapping characters, managing energy points, which don't refill automatically, and strategizing like crazy to survive boss fights that punish mistakes. The job system lets you mix and match classes for crazy synergy, and the fact that every action costs a finite resource forces you to think before every fight, not just during it. Platforming sections break up the pacing, adding a light Valkyrie profile vibe to exploration. It's a game that's gorgeous, sad, and smart, all at once. And if you're not careful, it'll wreck you. This one's pure vibes. Imagine a turn-based RPG filtered through a 90s suburban fever dream, with alien invasions, haunted schools, and talking raccoons, all wrapped in chunky voxel art. You play as a kid exploring your weird little hometown with your sister. At first, it's all backyard missions and comic books, but soon, you're uncovering secret experiments, cursed basements, and monsters straight out of old VHS tapes. Combat leans into timing. Press at the right moment to boost attacks, block damage, and pull off flashy moves. It keeps the fight snappy and hands-on. And those comic books? They're how you learn new abilities. So, exploring every creepy corner actually makes you stronger. There's no grinding, no bloat, just tight pacing, sharp writing, and a whole lot of charm. Echo generation is short, but it sticks with you, and it proves that weird personal stories still have power. CrossCode doesn't shout, it just shows up, flexes clean design, and dares you to keep up. It starts like a retro sci-fi MMO simulator, but quickly unfolds into a layered, emotional story full of mystery and momentum. The pixel art is razor sharp, the characters grow on you fast, and the gameplay? Easily some of the tightest in the genre. Combat is fluid and fast-paced. You're not just swinging a sword. You're aiming, dashing, shielding, juggling elemental attacks, and pulling off combos that feel earned. Then the game flips it again. Those same mechanics become puzzle tools. Bouncing projectiles off walls, unlocking doors with physics-based shots, timing chain reactions. It's brilliant. The elemental system isn't just cosmetic. It defines combat, puzzle logic, and even enemy behavior. And the skill trees? Fully customizable based on how you like to play, agility, damage, balance, it's all there. This is the kind of indie RPG that doesn't care about trends. It just nails the fundamentals and polishes everything to perfection. Sick of swords and dragons? Good. Cosmic Star drops you straight into a neon-lit galaxy full of secret agents, alien tech, and conspiracies that move fast. You're Alyssa, spy, fighter, rebel. The pacing is tight, the characters are bold, and the 16-bit aesthetic feels classic without being tired. It moves like a retro anime, complete with cool cutscenes and a killer synth soundtrack. Combat's turn-based, but clever. Each skill can only be used once per cycle, unless you recharge mid-fight, so every move matters. You've got to balance offense, defense, status effects, and timing. Forget random encounters. Every battle is handcrafted. It feels more like a tactical puzzle than a grind. There's also a style system and hyper turns that let you spike damage or build tempo with smarter play. And gear mods? They can completely change how each character functions. Short, sharp, and packed with heart. Cosmic Star Heroine respects your time and rewards your brain.
It's for Anne Flores.
Animutationum is what happens when a cyberpunk fever dream collides with pixel art perfection. It's 2D side-scrolling meets 3D exploration, all wrapped in a glitchy, stylish dystopia that feels alive. You play as Anne, part mystery, part badass, slicing through corrupt labs, weird monsters, and underground tech cults. But it's not just about combat. There's grief, memory, identity, and all the weird philosophical questions that come with it. Fights hit hard and feel clean. Every dodge, combo, and slash lands with weight. You can upgrade weapons, slot in chip mods, and customize your loadout for speed, power, or elemental effects. The world's full of side quests, secret labs, and strange characters that never feel like filler. Between missions, you explore larger 3D hubs where you can rest, shop, talk, or just vibe. It's stylish, focused, and confident. Animutationum doesn't over-explain itself. It just pulls you in and lets the atmosphere do the heavy lifting. RFL feels like someone cracked open a SNES cartridge, poured in modern design ideas, and hit blend. Set in a floating world full of ancient curses, vampire ruins, and cursed relics, RFL drops you into a story that feels familiar, but never lazy. You play as Lita, A sharpshooting archer pulled into a massive mess she never asked for. But the writing? Surprisingly sharp. NPCs are worth talking to, and the world building feels intentional. Combat seems basic at first, until you realize your whole party shares a single energy meter. Every ability you use drains it, so every move becomes a decision. Blow it all in one turn, hope you survive the next, hold back too much, risk missing your shot to control the fight. There's no random grinding. Progression comes through exploration, gear crafting, and smart upgrades. And the pacing? Clean. No fluff, no fetch quests, no backtracking just to pad the runtime. Arafel respects your time and your curiosity, and in a genre full of bloat, that's rare. Yes, it's a wrestling-themed JRPG, and no, it's not a joke. WrestleQuest goes all in on the madness of pro wrestling. You're a rookie climbing the ranks in a turn-based system that feels like suplex Pokemon. Tag team moves, hype meters, chair shots. It's all here, but under the wild concept is real love for the genre. There's gear to upgrade, stat boosts tied to wrestling gimmicks, and a story that mirrors classic underdog arcs with absurd flair. And then there's the presentation. Pixel-perfect arenas, over-the-top entrances, and character designs that look like action figures from a lost Saturday morning cartoon. It's funny, yes, but it's also clever. And if you've ever screamed at the screen during a title match, this game gets you. WrestleQuest is weird, it's loud, and it works. Jack Move proves you don't need a 100-hour campaign to make a great RPG. You play as Noah, a hacker on a mission to rescue her dad and unravel a corporate conspiracy. The world is neon-drenched, cyberpunk to the core, and filled with enemies just begging to be glitched into oblivion. Combat is turn-based but snappy. You've got one character, no party, so it's all about precision. You build your loadout before battle, slotting in programs for attack, defense, buffs, and debuffs. And during fights, you improvise, charge up big attacks, and manage your cash like a pro. It's tight, focused, and never wastes a second. Even exploration is clean. Just enough side quests to add flavor, never enough to distract. And visually? Chef's kiss, smooth pixel animations, gorgeous UI, and a soundtrack that slaps. It's like Persona met Tron in a dark alley and made something cool as hell. So there you have it. 12 indie JRPGs that absolutely deserve a spot on your playlist. Not just because they're underrated, but because they go hard in ways the big names just don't anymore. From tactical combat to emotional storytelling, from slick visuals to bold design choices, these games aren't chasing trends. They're doing their own thing, and doing it damn well. If one of these caught your eye, give it a shot. You might just find your next favorite. Hit that like button if you discovered something new, and let me know in the comments. What's your favorite hidden JRPG gem? Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, because trust me, there's way more where this came from. See you in the next one.